Alright everyone, welcome back. I think we're on episode 98 now, and as a quick recap of what we did last episode, we finished up the Hoopa quest and fought a decent number of battles, and in this episode we're obviously going to continue with another quest, and there's also going to be more annoying battles, but I don't think this time around it will be as rough as it was for me last time. So, without further ado, let's head into the nightclub and get started really quickly because there's a decent amount of traveling around we have to be doing, and I'll also talk to some of the perhaps new people here in the nightclub. Starting with Tara here. Alright, up next we have Julia. Alright, up next, Adrian. Alright, and surprisingly, there are 3 other people we can talk to, starting with Titania here. Alright, and the last 2 are in the bottom right corner down here, Aya and Hardy. Alright, and with that, we finished up all the extra dialogue as a result of the Hoopa quest, and we also got a little bit more backstory as to how the orbs were discovered and who discovered them in the first place. So with that out of the way, we can now get started with the next quest by talking to Danielle here. Alright, so with that, we are told where to head next for this quest. So, we will just fly on over there to the glass workstation. The easiest way to get there now is via a gate city, actually. And if you head up the rock climb spot near the river and head up waterfalls, you will eventually reach this upper lake area with the stones you can hop on. So from that stone we just climbed up on from Surf, we can go around like so and find ourselves back where the workstation was. And also an Audino apparently. I'm not going to use a repel because we're already here. Skip past the elevator shaft and head right back into the building directly here for the elevator. With the elevator we can head directly down to the bottom second floor and navigate ourselves to the back room. Now then, it will be considerably easier now since the glass has all been removed. So we can just head over like here and then save just before entering here. Now then, there's going to be a lot of dialogue choices. I'll let you know which ones matter. I was thinking of showing all the dialogue options, but in the end, most of it, in fact, almost all of it does not really change anything. It just lets you see more dialogue and see more of the character. I'll be choosing choices that make sense based on my interpretation of what our main character is like. But otherwise, yeah, feel free to make your own choices regarding certain ones, but for the most part, the quest will end the same way as you will see in this video. So I'm gonna head in and I'll be muted for the most part. Alright, here you'll be presented with 3 options: Magnezone, Clawitzer, and Mr. Mime. If you select Mr. Mime first, you won't be able to see the other 2 options, so I'm going to see the other options first. So I'll just go down the list with Magnezone and Clawitzer. You can do either of those 2 in any order if you want to see additional dialogue, and it makes sense just for me to go through the list, so that's what I'll be doing. But if you want to get through with this quest as quickly as possible, select Mr. Mime here. If you say yes here, you will fast travel along with her, and I recommend doing so. If you say no, you see additional dialogue, but it'll also be a pain in the butt. If you do choose to not fast travel, the easiest way to find her again is to fly over to the Obsidian Ward, and from there head down from the Poke Center, and you will see her in front of the Devanco building, which is right next to the candy store building. Alright, from here we have to navigate our way back to the Mr. Mime, so hopefully you remember. If not, this video I'm sure will help you navigate your way back there. So, going down to the bottom of this building and exiting it, we just head down from here and into this basement area via here. So, once again, a very nice place down here, yes. Very dark, so it's a little hard to navigate, but what you want to do is head all the way to the right as far as you can and slip past these generators here. Go up and just basically follow the, I'm gonna assume, glass shards or metallic bits on the ground. You find yourselves back at the Mr. Mime area. I'm gonna save just because I don't want to have to reset this dialogue in case I have to go through it all again. And then head on up. Alright, and so with that we are forcibly challenged by Flora here. I hope you have a semi-competent team to deal with her. It does seem a little bit out of nowhere. Alright, so a quick explanation of how this fight is going to go. First off, there is no field effect currently active. We do have a weather effect via hail, and Flora, we will soon quickly find out, specializes in a certain type. Excuse me, I'm just searching up something, aka entire team, just so I can, excuse me, more accurately describe them to you in detail. So first up we have Serena here, which is grass type. It has a bulky max HP EV spread and holding an assault vest and fully offensive moves. So what I'm going to do here is actually Volt Switch out because my Rotomoth is in a fortunate position here. I'm just going to switch to my Blaziken first. Now then, Trick Room is, as always, incredibly useful here, but due to having to switch out there, my Carbink would not actually be able to get Trick Room up because it would get hit twice and it would lose its sturdy buff against Power Web. So down goes Serena, nothing too crazy. Up next is Ferrothorn, a defensive wall with grass steel, only weak to fire. Iron bars punish physical attackers at its best ability, leftovers for HP recovery, and then Gyro Ball Curse, Stealth Rock, and Seed Bomb to be annoying and also give it some additional setup. And this thing is fully EV invested into defensive stats. Oh, and all of the Pokemon do have perfect IVs. Alright, I'm gonna just sack my Blaziken there. And now this lets me hard switch my Carbink in. Alright, up next is Aevian Misdreavus. This is a Pokemon native to Rejuvenation, or I believe that's the name of the region at least, I'm not too sure, which is a side game, or I guess Pokemon game developed by the same people of Reborn. So it has a different story, and Flora herself is a character that is a cameo in this game. So this Misdreavus basically grass ghost type and is a physical version of Misdreavus. It has the same base stat total. Regardless though, I will always get that off due to sturdy. And okay, I'll go down to hail. And from here I will be sending in my Drampa, because I have Flamethrower, and Choice Specs Flamethrower along with type effectiveness should be more than enough. Okay, good. Alright, up next is her Venusaur, which is shiny, and if you can't tell, on the side of the screen it is also a Mega Venusaur, so I believe my Flamethrower would not be as effective due to thick fat, I'm pretty sure. But that is a-okay. Okay, whatever. Otherwise, yeah, the Venusaur has a somewhat annoying set with Leaf Seed and Sleep Powder, and then 2 stabs via Giga Drain and Sludge Bomb. Alright, so then Heracross next, because Trick Room is still active, and I will go with Pin Missile here, because that's my best stab here. Best attack, really. Alright, up next we have Roserade. Main thing that stands out is its Cova Berry that would reduce flying type damage to it, and otherwise it has a pretty normal set as well. Weather Ball I believe will be ice type in this battle due to the hail. I don't know what Nature Power will become. I think it's just a neutral move because it's not affected by the fact that we have no field here, so I don't know what it would become. Alright. Last up is her Rotom-Mow, electric grass type, holding a white herb which negates or removes the special attack drop used from Life Storm, otherwise has Volt Switch to pivot, Thunder for damage and stab, and Will-O-Wisp to, excuse me, whatchamacallit, punish physical attackers, there you go. But it will not stand up to my Heracross here. And with that, it shouldn't be too bad if you have the right types. Hopefully Flora should not be hard to deal with. Alright, and with that, we somewhat have an idea of where to head to next, which is Ametrine City. Hopefully we're paying attention to the dialogue there. So with that, Ametrine City is luckily just to our left. So we fly over. I'm gonna quickly heal up my Pokemon. Alright, and then I'm gonna reposition them. There's not gonna be any immediate battle, but this will just make things easier for me later. So I'll do that now. Alright, so where we need to specifically head to Ametrine City is, hopefully you might remember some story context, otherwise just keep watching. We want to head past the ice rink and up into this house. Alright, and with that we are told about where to head to next, which is Shard's Hall. So you don't remember, it is in the absolute top right corner here. Alright, and if you want to change your team, go ahead right now. And I'm sure you might have an idea what's going to happen here, along with Flora. So, just a quick heads up. You will only be able to use 3 Pokemon per fight, and it will be doubles. So, have fun with that knowledge. And otherwise, I'm pretty much good to go. So I'm just going to head up here. Pass all these wonderful gates. I'm not actually sure what happens if you try to enter the league again without this quest. I have a feeling you just won't be able to enter. Because, re-challenging the Elite Four isn't really an option in fighting the champion, because technically you are the champion and the last person we fought was Lynn. So I'm pretty sure just walking past all these gates, you might not even be able to enter in the first place, I'm not sure. Anyway, just keep on walking up like so. Alright, we're almost there. Alright, I'm gonna save here. I recommend saving just before entering in case you may need to change your team. I'm not sure if you're able to access the remote PC in between the battles, so I'm just going to assume you can't. Okay, so you're given one last chance to possibly change your team before heading in. Alright, that's nice. I already spoiled it a little bit, but whatever. Alright, get ready and then just head on through. Alright, and with that, we're up against Elite Four win Maiden Heather again. On the same field as before, she does have some new Pokemon up her sleeve, or that doesn't really make much sense, but new Pokemon on her team. So Mountain Field doubles with Flora. Now then, regarding Flora's team, she only also has 3 Pokemon too. For the Elite Four, she'll be using different teams per battle. But in general, having a team of Trick Room will generally work out. As you can see, she has a Ferrothorn here for this first battle, and that will pair excellently with my Carbink here. So, first up, her Crobat here is not holding a Focus Sash, instead is holding a Flying Gem this time, and as you can see, it still has a supportive Tailwind along with other moves for Stab and also being annoying. Now that a new Pokemon here is Incarnate Landorus. It has no held item, strangely enough, but otherwise a fully relatively offensive moveset, taking advantage of one of its stabs with Earthquake, and then you turn to be annoying knockoff and blah blah blah. Now then, apparently according to the wiki here, all our Pokemon do not have perfect IVs, but they do have max EVs in pretty much all offensive stats. Alright, so the first strategy that I'm going to go with is just to set up Trick Room, like so. So the Crobat uses Tailwind, which only plays against her, Earthquake to hit both of us, and Crobat will get hit, and then the Ferrothorn will go for Gyro Ball like so. I am going to Explode, because my card bank is not that useful here. So Crobat goes down, it's cool. Get some good damage on Landorus. And from here, I'll be using Drampa. If you have a good doubles Pokemon like Volcarona, for instance, with Heat Wave or something else similar to that, I highly recommend bringing them for this Elite Four challenge. Alright, up next here is her Salamence. Pretty much, I believe it is the exact same. So it does have its Salamence site to Mega Evolve, and a moveset that takes advantage of this field on top of its strong moves. Now then, Hyper Voice is boosted on this field, so that really works in my favor. Right, up next is Gyarados here. It has the same set as usual. Have to watch out for that Flying Z, and then we have Gengar here holding nothing apparently, but otherwise it has the exact same set. Now then, my Hyper Voice will not be able to take care of it, but luckily Ferrothorn's Gyro Ball will. And I'll be able to take out the Gyarados as well. Alright, with Heather's closing remarks, we're up against her Nidoking last. It is the same as usual. For some reason, it does not seem to be holding an item. So, it's easy enough to take care of. Alright, and with that we're able to move on, and thankfully enough, your Pokemon are actually fully healed, so you don't have to do that every time after a battle, which is really nice. Alright, with that we can get started to the next Elite Four member. I'm sure we all remember how this fight went. Very fun times, yes. Alright. I recommend saving after each battle, unless you want to be able to change up your team. If so, don't. Alright, so with that, we are up against, surprisingly, Elite Four Flora Artist Laura by herself on the Flower Garden field alongside Flora, and the battle always starts with rain. So Flora will also benefit from this field just as much as Laura does, so perhaps it might be a good idea to try and support Laura here as much as you can. Here she also starts off with her Ferrothorn. Alright, now then, regarding Laura's team, there is still a Venusaur, an annoying set of Sleep Powder plus the Synthetic Seed, and Nature Power becomes Growth on this field, so it will definitely try to get that setup going. And then as for Chera, which is new I believe, it has a Gracium Z along with Dazzling Gleam, Flower Shield, Petal, Blizzard, and Weather Ball, which all take advantage of this field. I'm not exactly sure what Flower Shield does on this field specifically, but I do know it normally Probably acts like an Aurora Veil on top of its usual whatever nonsense it does on grass terrain. I believe it's a normal effect. So as always, I will try and set up Trick Room. Alright, so I don't get knocked out, so I get to set it up, thankfully. Alright, and my card bank will not be that useful, so I will just explode out of here. Alright, with that, I have to be careful here. I will still send in my Drampa. In case you haven't figured it out, which is not obvious, Laura does have to have a dual typing to match all the other Elite Four members. Alright, we still have not revealed it yet, but up next is her Lilligant. It has an offensive Life Orb set, also a Sleep Powder to be annoying Growth, Hidden Power Rock, and Giga Drain. Now then, I'm not actually going to use Flamethrower because it'll limit me quite a bit, and Hyper Voice is still just better on double fields, or double battles. Alright, that Earthquake does a surprising amount. Alright, and here we learn what Laura's secondary typing is. It is Fairy. So you may be wondering, does that overlap with a later member? Well, we'll see the answer to that. Alright, so the Florges here has annoying Flower Veil, which gains reduction damage for teammates on this field. Hidden Dance to be annoying, Dazzling Gleam for stab. Flower Shield also on top of Flower Veil, I'm going to assume is annoying, and Psychic for coverage. Regardless, I can only pick Hyper Voice now, so... Alright, down goes my Drampa there. Fortunate, I was really hoping the Ferrothorn would target the Florges, or Florges, but whatever. Alright, so up next we have Whimsicott, also a Life Orb offensive set. Prankster can only really be used for Nature Power, otherwise has Giga Drain for stab, Dazzling Gleam for stab, and Hurricane for coverage. We are going to Mega Evolve and go for Pit Missile, which is thankfully boosted on this field, on top of it being a devastating move. Alright, take you out. Goes for Petal Dance, interesting. Alright, immediately confused, interesting. Alright, and last but not least, we have Comfy here with Flower Veil, also really annoying. And Dazzling Gleam for stab on double boost battles, Nature Power, Giga Drain, and then Tailwind for supportiveness. Now, unfortunately, Pit Missile is not going to do that much damage, but we will still go with it nonetheless. Oh, close. And with that, Confusion takes out the Florges, or Florges, however you pronounce it. Alright, and with that, we will just continue moving on. So I'm sure you all can figure out what's next, especially when you see this very familiar landscape, hopefully. Elite Four wasn't that long ago. They really should use these similar platforms for that quest we were on, because this works way better than whatever rock nonsense was going on. Alright, I'm gonna save, and then we can head on up. Alright, here you're presented 3 options. The bottom 2, starting with bow before me, you will lose a point with Elias if you answer so. If you answer like that, and then if you say it's just a prank, you will neither lose nor gain anything, you just see extra dialogue, same thing with bow before me. And if you say you honor me, you gain 1 point with Elias, so that is what I'm going to go with. Alright, and with that, we're up against Elias here on the Holyfield in doubles with Flora, and her team has changed slightly now. So I believe his Noivern and Komao are the same as always. The Noivern would go for Boom Burst, and Komao would go for its Z move with Clanking Scales. Now then, due to my Carbink, it will not get hit, and Boom Burst will be annoying to deal with. But regardless, I will go for Trick Room here. Okay. Alright. So with that, I'm actually going to keep my card bank in to deal with the Komao. So I'm guessing moves can't hit your allies on this field or something, because Boom Burst would have technically hit Komao, and I'm guessing Clanging Scales or whatever it's called would have as well. Alright, nice. The Noivern speed stat goes against it here, so Serena can get that playbook off. Thankfully, it did land. Alright, up next is his Ditto, which will transform, I'm going to assume, always into your Pokemon, since you're always on the first one on the field. And then we have Drampa here. Very familiar with it. I'm not sure what a Wiki Berry does, but let me quickly search that up. I'm going to assume it reduces ice type damage. It restores HP upon reaching 1/4, and you get 1/3 of your HP back. Okay, I see. Has Nature Power, which is Judgment on this field, check and pulls for Stab, Surf, and Heat Wave for double battle shenanigans. And it has a bulky HP EV spread. But regardless, I will just Moonblast it. Alright, I guess the move next goes for Judgment. Hopefully it goes for Carbink. Good. Serena should withstand that. Alright, Power Whip. Alright, the power... Special attack drop means nothing. Alright, next up is my Drampa. I don't know if it's a speed tie or not, but let's hope I get this Hyper Voice off first. Alright, nice. Because his Drampa too is also set up for Trick Room, I believe. Right, down goes those two. Alright, up next we have Dragonite and Kangaskhan. So, going with Kangaskhan first, it's the same as always with its Kangaskhanite to Mega Evolve, and then the Dragonite has annoying multi-scale on top of Choice Band here. So extreme speed will definitely tear through your team if you let it get going. If you can get it, the Dragonite to use Outrage, you can, you know, switch in a Fairy type or whatnot. Regardless, I'm just going to go for Hyper Voice here. Yeah, but these two Pokemon can be very threatening. Alright. Dragonite can't take out both of us. Yeah, that's what it goes for, that's fine, because I have my Heracross to clean it up here. Alright. So I'm going to go for Rock Blast because I still have a type advantage with it here. Alright, and that is it for Elias. Alright, and with that, I'm going to save and then proceed. Alright, so I'm sure with the visual effects you just saw now, and the lack of a certain Elite Four member we saw in our first run, you can figure out what this last member is going to be. Alright, so for the last Elite Four member, we're up against Imago Bennett on the Rainbow Field in a double battlefield format, and he has no healing items, and we're of course alongside Flora here. Now then, one thing to note about the field here actually is that this is the Rainbow Field on top of the Forest Field. So what that means, if you manage to destroy the Rainbow Field, you would then be on the Forest Field. Thankfully there is no weather effect, which is usually present via rain or sun as part of the Rainbow Field, so that's nice. And as you can see here, Bennett has bug types on the team, and I'm sure you may be able to figure out the next type soon enough. So, also additionally, I think my dialogue differs here because Anna is not present. It would be the same in the other routes as well, but they have some special different dialogue. I'm sure that differs from the Lin route regarding her absence here. Anyway, his Rubambi, his Bug Fairy type shield does timid, magical seed, has sticky web for setup, nature power, I don't know what it becomes on this field. Silver Wind, which is boosted on this field, has a Serene Grace effect, so there's a higher chance of it getting Omni Boost, and then Moonblast for stab. And then otherwise has an offensive set. And then the Genesect here has a double special attack boost via download and its seed, and then try attack for, I don't know what it becomes on this field, Blizzard for doubles, Flash Cannon as stab, and Solar Beam, I'm going to assume charges instantly on this field, and then an offensive set. So as always, I will go for Trick Room. And then Flora has her Aevian Mismagius here. Alright, that is a bit scary. Okay, got the Omni Boost, that's unfortunate. I got frozen, and I didn't get the Trick Room off. Alright, I might have to reset because that's really unlucky. Yeah, I probably lost here. I'll play it out, but I definitely 100% lost without being able to get the Trick Room up here. I'll send in Heracross because I need to deal with the Genesect so I can use Hyper Voice without having to worry about using Flamethrower. Although, actually, let me Rock Blast to Volcarona. Wow, it is getting lucky with the freezes. Alright. Wow, this is terribly unlucky. Let me go for close combat. The reason why is because my Hyper Voice will still be able to deal with the Delphox appropriately enough. Okay. Well, I definitely lost now. Okay. Alright, so also you now have figured out what his secondary type is. It's Bug and Fire, which is very interesting. I definitely lost here though. Alright. Send in your Rampa, but I'm just gonna get double focus and go down here, so that's fun. Yeah, Pheromosa is a menace with Beast Boost here on top of Silverwind Omni Boost shenanigans. Alright, time to reset. Alright, let's hope things go better for me this time. Alright. Getting frozen is really unlucky there. Tri-Attack can also freeze, which makes sense because it has all those secondary effects, I believe. Alright. We'll go with Flash Cannon. Okay, that works out for me. Alright, I'm going to explode out of here. The Misdreavus won't get hit by it. And even though Moonblast is effective here, due to the more effective due to the field, there's nothing to really hit with it, so. Alright. The wish came true. That's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Yeah, the seed, I believe, gives a boost on top of wish, which is really annoying. Alright. With my Heracross, I want to target the Volcarona just because the Genesect doesn't threaten me that much on my Heracross. But if I let the Volcarona do its thing, it will destroy me, so I want to take it out first. Afterwards, I'll target the Genesect. Ooh, Sleep Powder's nice too. Oh, I'm guessing Rest recovers your HP. Just the sleep status recovers your HP. That's interesting on this field. Alright, up next we have Charizard, which we haven't seen quite yet. As you can see, it has special offensive moveset and Charizard Y, which is better for special type moves. And then, of course, when it Mega Evolves, it's a Sub-Drought as well. But we take it out just like that. Okay, it goes with Sludge Bomb. Alright, up next we have Delphox, which is has a special set, pretty standard stuff in terms of everything. Grass for coverage, I'm going to assume against water types, which makes sense. So from here, I'm actually going to target the Genesect because I don't think it's going to stay asleep this next turn, and my Heracross has gotten its usage. Okay, Venusaur is just being an absolute menace. Alright, up next we have Pheromosa, which we saw a little bit earlier of. Silverwind for Omni Boost, Swift for good doubles move, which is also boosted on this field, Beast Boost, which is annoying, and then the Magical Seed already boosted here. Focus Blast as Stab, and then Hidden Power Rock for coverage. Then I didn't mention the Volcarona, but it has Heat Wave, Silverwind also to take advantage of boost, Giga Drain for coverage, and then Fiery Dance as Stab along with its double stab of Heat Wave, so it can get more boost along with its Magical Seed. Alright, now then, I have to think of what to do against Pheromosa. So it is very fragile Pokemon, so naturally it is purely offensive, and its speed stat is ridiculous, but that actually works against it here. So Flying, Psychic, Fairy, and Fire. Fighting does reduce damage, Bug does reduce damage, Grass does reduce damage, so Rock Blast is neutral. So that's what I'm going to go with and hope that the neutral damage it takes from Rock Blast will be good enough because it has low defenses. And it looks like I am right. Alright, the Delphox is still asleep. Alright, he's commenting on our team, but I actually think our team worked out very well here. I'm guessing, I mean, if you just use Trick Room, this is most of the battles are easy. Alright, and with that we can proceed. And here you can also talk to Bennett, and there was a somewhat impactful choice here. Alright, if you say yes, that he is creepy, you'll lose a point with him, and if you say no, he is not creepy, you'll gain 2 points. So it's pretty obvious what choice you want to go for here. Alright, and with that we can head up and see a new room. Alright, so yeah, we were able to register our team, which we were not able to do on the first time we went through the challenge. Fortunately, it was not the team I originally defeated the Elite Four with, but that's okay. Alright, so, of course, now we can actually get to the whole point of this quest, which is catching the anomalies. So, if we fly back to Agate City, excuse me, and head to the glass workstation again. And encounter a wild Pokemon. Oh, Carpink's in the front. Oh wow, should still be faster. Alright. So, head down to the bottom second floor and the back room we were at previously. And then we will see a ladder newly added on the left here. So, we can climb up it, hop across like here, and if we head up to the top left here, we can find an XP candy. Not really all that useful for us at this point in the game, but hey, it's here. Then up here, there's a rock smash thing we had to do, which is kind of stupid. Otherwise, save, and then head on in. Alright, so with that we are treated to another Anomaly battlefield, or Anomaly battle, this time against Anomaly Magearna here on the factory field in singles. So first up here we have Roserade, offensive Life Orb set with Toxic Spikes for setup, Giga Drain for stab, Dazzling Gleam just as a fairy move, and Shadow Ball which is boosted on this field, and also another form of coverage. Now then I sent Cardbank here because Trick Room just goes crazy, and I will pretty much always get it up. Like so. Twisted Dimensions, I'm gonna explode. Take out the Roserade. Destroy the field, but it's not actually technically broken. Then we gotta really think about what we want to send out next. It's obviously a choice for me between Drampa and Heracross. I will elect to go with Heracross here, just because I'm sure you have an idea of what type of Pokemon we'll be facing and why I want to save Drampa here. Alright. Up next here is Ferrothorn. We've seen it plenty of times already. Iron Barb is standard. It has an adamant nature, so there's an annoying leech set along with leftovers. I don't know what nature power becomes on this field. A stealth route for additional setup, but knockoff to be annoying. So it's a pretty interesting set without Gyro Ball. I'm going to go for close combat. Leech Seed is whatever. Nice. Clean one hit KO. Alright, up next is whatchamacallit, this mechanical Breloom CL4R1C3 Breloom Claris. So it has a Life Orb set, Technician, Adamant Nature, standard stuff with Drain Punch, Thunder Punch, and Bullet Punch, all punching moves boosted by Technician, and then Gear Grind for some factory field shenanigans. And then in case you didn't know its typing, it is Steel Fighting. We will still go with close combat here. I don't think it'll knock it out though. Okay, that did disgusting amount of damage. Alright, not much choice here other than Drampa, so out it goes. Or he, I guess. So we'll go with Flamethrower. Okay, that hurts. Ridiculous. Alright, up next we have Magearna here, the name of the game, or the quest really. Steel Fairy type, Soul Heart, which gets a boost regardless of whatever Pokemon faints. That is an important distinction from Beast Boost. Holding a Leftovers, Shift Gear for setup on this field, Iron Head, and Brick Break, surprisingly, and then Flare Cannon, its signature move. And since it is the anomaly in question here, it has max EVs and perfect IVs. I don't think this would take it out. Burn is incredibly nice. Special tech drop, but so hard reduces it. Alright, we still have Trick Room going on, so I'm gonna send in Rotom next because my Lucario and Blaziken will be infinitely times more useful than my Rotom. So I'll send out Rotom first to wait out the Trick Room that I have active, which would go against the usefulness of my Lucario and Blaziken. Alright, so it's already burnt. These other moves could be useful, but for right now I do just want to take it out. Guaranteed. I don't think Thunderbolt will do enough damage. Okay, that still really hurts, but whatever. Alright, up next we have Klinklang, which is, the factory field is its playground practically. Holding Leftovers, Clear Body, Adamant Nature, Physical, oriented with Wild Charge as coverage, and also boosted on this field, Gear Grind for stab, Shift Gear and Iron Defense. for additional setup, and then it has a bulky, somewhat bulky set with HP, and then offensive with speed for some shenanigans. I'll just go with Hydro. That is whatever. Okay, now that is really not good. Alright, down I go. Okay, I might have lost here because it got 2 shift gears off, which is really not good. Oh boy. Oh, yeah, I lost here. Yep, the boost it's got to everything. Alright, well, similar strat. I guess I needed to get my my Rotom out of there. Alright, second try. Oh, I still have to catch it afterwards too, you know. Alright, well, same strat as always. Trick Room is fine. Everything was fine up until Rotom being kind of useless, so maybe I should have Volt Switched when I saw the Clink coming. Ooh, managed to dodge the Leech Seed, which doesn't really mean anything, but that's nice, I guess. Alright, I'm surprised I can't one-shot the balloon. I think you can look up its stats here somewhere under a pulse machine or whatever. Yeah, the drops to everything do not really help me out. Now then, it is low HP, so I could technically go with something else here, like my Lucario, but the Trick Room is still up and active, so yeah, we can just send in my Drampa, I guess. Alright, Magearna out, yep. Rear Cannon is honestly whatever. Alright. So we will send you in. We will do the Hydro Pump thing. Alright, nice. Doing a Volt Switch. Alright, we're gonna take it out as soon as possible. Wow, that is enough damage? Oh, that's not good. Wow. I lose again. Oh my goodness. Alright, 3rd time's the charm. Oh, this is ridiculous. This episode is way longer than what I like for it to be. I still have extra things to do after this, in terms of the quest. Alright, come on, come on. I don't think my strategy is off here. Maybe I should... I mean, I definitely stay in here for the balloon and just get it down low. It's gonna go for Bullet Punch, so technically I could send in Rotom here. Let's try this instead. Goes for Drain Punch? What is that? Alright, whatever. Get Drampa in. Alright, up next is Magearna, yep. Flare Cannon. Go down here. Alright, so we still have Trick Room doing its thing. Let's go with Will-O-Wisp here, actually. Maybe if I can get some setup going on my Blaziken first, I can be fine. Alright. Twisted Dimensions, return to normal, nice. So I can send my Blaziken here, then Protect. Goes for Flare Cannon. The leftovers is a bit annoying, but whatever. Flare Blitz, take it out, nice. Alright, now I got 2 speed boosts. Oh, we get to see the last Pokemon, which is Chinchino here, that we haven't seen yet. It has a Life Orb set with Technician, surprisingly enough, so U-Turn and Wake Up Slap are boosted, I think. No, just Wake Up Slap, which is interesting, and then Return, Seed Bomb, and U-Turn or whatever moves. This thing is honestly just asking to get kicked in the face, so down it goes. Alright, and up next is surprisingly the Kling that's giving me more trouble than Magearna. But with my boost, and that should be more than enough. Now I have to get ready to spam save here. Alright, so let's see if I get a shiny. If not, I'll be right back. And I do not. So I'll be back here when I'm able to catch a shiny. Alright, this is my 3rd attempt at a shiny. Last 2 attempts were a bit unlucky. Okay, I wonder what is synchronizing the moves of. I believe that's how it works. Or is it type? Maybe type. Alright, Pokeball! Okay, fine, whatever. I have no stat changes, so it doesn't matter. Okay, good. Keep using useless moves. Okay, thank God. 3rd charms times the charm. Alright, and with that, we gotta return to the nightclub because there is still a little bit more regarding this quest. So, navigate our way back down this ladder and out of this glass workstation. Pick that up because I'm sure it's slightly annoying to see that always there. Alright. And so with that about almost calls it for the quest. Just gotta head back to the nightclub now. Right. Alright, if you head into the nightclub in here and talk to Eve, you'll be able to get another little gift. Alright, I didn't get a shiny here, but that doesn't really concern me. Regarding this Misdreavus, it is an Aevian Misdreavus which can eventually evolve into Aevian Magearna via a Leaf Stone, which you can purchase now. I'm sure you may have a few waiting around in your inventory. Now then, you can breed additional Aevian Misdreavus, so if you want to, breed for a perfect one or get a shiny one, go ahead. I'm not going to reset for one because I don't have any plans on using it whatsoever on any of my team. But it is an option, and it is cool to see a Pokemon from different region, let alone game, in here as well. So, fun times. Alright, and with that calls the end for that quest. So I'm going to, save and then call it quits for today. So I hope you're able to follow along. This episode is really long, even with my editing that I'll have to do. So I'm just going to end it quickly here and say thank you for watching.